Alright, so I've got this little character. I'm going to go back into object mode. And I think one thing I might want to do is to join this into a unified form. So there's a couple of things I can do. One thing is, if I hold down Shift and select the other item, I can very simply just push Control J to join. And now if I go ahead and grab one of these items, they are one specific item. Now I don't generally like doing it this way, and the reason is that if we go inside, we can see that if I'm in edit mode, we can see that this geometry still is inside of the sphere. And if you're trying to do something specific, maybe with 3D printing down the line, well, this could create complications because these are joined in theory, but they're not truly connecting. There's no point here where the vertices from this form and the vertices from this form really connected to one another. So I'm going to Control Z and undo that. Get back to the point that I have two separate objects. And I'm going to instead use a modifier. The modifier that I'm going to use is called a Boolean, and a Boolean is basically a math concept. It's basically like a true or false statement, that something is on or off, it exists or it doesn't. A lot of times it's represented with zeros or ones. It's kind of a binary concept, if you will. So I'm going to go to this little wrench on my properties, and it's for modifiers. And if I select it, and I go to add modifier, I'm going to actually select the sphere, and I'm going to go to and select the add modifier button. And in this version of Blender, it's broken down into categories. So you might have to look around if you don't know what category your thing fits in, but this case it's going to be under generate, and you can see there's a Boolean right here. Now Booleans do a lot of different things and can be used in different ways. There's intersect, there's union, there's difference. Now we're going to use union. We're going to join them into a union. And what I need to do, I've got the sphere selected, but now this modifier needs to know what I'm joining it to. So I'm going to go down to the object that is currently empty within this box, and I'm going to look for another mesh that I can use. And in this case, there is only one other mesh, the cone. Now if I select that, and if I go up to this little drop-down arrow and apply, it will have created a uniform object. Now something looks a little crazy here, but that is because it didn't actually join the objects. It took the information from the cone and applied it to the sphere. So there's an extra little cone, the original one, that's still there. But what I can do in this case is just select it, whether I do it in the 3D window or here on the side in the outliner, and I can just push delete, and it's gone, and we'll see that this geometry is all there. And if we tab into edit mode, we can see that the geometry of these two objects have been joined together, that they've been reconciled. Now, maybe not in a way that I particularly like. That's something we can deal with in the future.